let's go on to leadership development. Because I'm reading this book, I think it's powerful, and it talks about, there's two aspects for exponential growth. There's your next innovative campaign and leadership development, right? Developing the next leaders. As you're a mentor, how does one go about now in your business developing my next leaders? How can I get, when I'm not here, so I could be working on my business, I could be out there bringing more business in, speaking on stages just like you're doing, when I have my principles, my values, everything aligned, and also for your team not to get complacent. Because there's one thing for you as the CEO to get complacent, but when you're not there, being able to micromanage everything, you had your team being able to even go higher and excel and keep improving and not have that complacency in the business.
Right. I truly do believe that most leaders, most CEOs shouldn't really be involved in the sales process. It's a true CEO, a true leader should be empowering the next leaders to take over their positions anyway. The true job of the CEO is to always sell the vision. As part of the job of the CEO is consistently looking for ways on how they can identify the next leaders, how they can identify someone that they can train up to step into their position. So that process itself could either happen internally or externally, right? You could identify that, okay, this particular person within this particular team may have the skills that is required to take the business to the next level. Okay, all right. Now, once you've identified that, then you could either decide to have that conversation with them or basically go, okay, all right, what sort of qualification does this person need or credentials for them to move to the next level, or for them to basically start stepping into that position, and you empowering them to do that as well. And at the same time, you start calling back and you basically stepping back and allowing them to step into that role, but also understanding that while they're stepping into this role, they will make mistakes. Just like the way you made mistakes when you started your journey as a CEO. You didn't know everything when you started. You made mistakes along the line, but allowing that period or learn period for them to make mistake, learn from the mistake, and you having that patience to help them through that process, giving them that motivation, giving them that empowerment to believe in themselves that they can handle the mistake, learn from the mistake, and move to the next level. So, and this is where a lot of CEOs or leaders make the mistake, where they will identify someone that they think is suitable for that position and not allow that person the time needed to go into that position, right? So if you made a decision and you trust your judgment, that you've done your due diligence, you've done all your research, and you believe this person has what it takes to step into that role, then give them every single support you possibly can give to them, provide to them to become the person they need to.
Workshop was amazing. Hearing Colin speak, it really changed my perspective about life and how to go about making money and how to go about providing for my family, as well as giving into generational wealth, which is what he was talking about. Giving into your knowledge that you've learned throughout life, whether it's about making money or helping people. I really felt like it resonated with me. Just hearing a lot of the wisdom that Collins was speaking really helped me and changed my perspective on how to be a better man and how to be a businessman in that sort of sense. So yeah.
Be able to lead and protect and guide and take that business to the next level, because your role as a CEO is not to work in a business, it's to work on the business. Now, basically, okay, how do I remove myself and how do I go into those partnership meetings? How do I go into those networking places? How do I get myself into those bigger ones and to, bring in the right partners for the business as well?
I think that's really powerful, because the leadership development is such a critical role. If people want to experience that exponential growth, man, your team is everything, right? You have that right team in there, your business will soar through the roof because you have the systems and the process, the operations, the business development intact. But now you have leaders to take it to this level. So I think that's really, really good advice for leaders to really, like to say, trust, give them allow that vulnerability, that space to make mistakes, but also trust them if they are the right person to be able to carry your vision and your mission onwards.
Absolutely. And yeah, it varies on individuals to individuals, but it's quite interesting when I see that happen, and most times it's really more a finance constraint on the CEO or the current leader going, okay, well, I can't really justify paying this kind of amount of money for this role, and this person kind of messing up, So then you got to ask your question: do I go outsource someone that already has all those leadership skills and just place them into that position, knowing that they will come in and set a clear KPI? These are your KPI that you need to meet to justify your pay, your wage, to remain in this position. You might have to take that direction, or do you pay someone a little bit lower, a smaller amount, and train them to become that person they need to be in that particular position of.
So how much time should a CEO prioritize in spending time with their team, or like the leadership team, for example?
Well, it varies. It depends on the type of your organization that you're in, right? I think depending on what phase you're in, right? If it's to a young leadership team, you probably maybe might want to catch up with them, because again, at the same time, you also want to give them room. You don't want to feel like you're in their face. You may want to catch up with them maybe every 2 to 3 days. So maybe on a Monday and a Wednesday kind of thing. Monday, we're talking about what's the plan for the week. Wednesday, how's the plan going? Any kind of changes we need to make based on the plan we agreed on for the week. And then you repeat that process. And again, it depends on what type of industry you're in. There's some industry that you need to be really, really hands-on. Some industry probably not. But again, at the same time, you don't want to come across like you're micromanaging your leaders. That's the last thing you want to do. And there's some leaders that want you to micromanage them. And maybe you got to be asking yourself the question: is this person a right, suitable leader? Because as a CEO, you don't want to micromanage anymore. You want to be able to set the directions. This is the vision. Go conquer. Go make it happen, right? Because if you have to micromanage someone, you might as well do it yourself, because you're pretty much doing it, my opinion. So it could vary, but I'll say the initial starting points, while they're growing, while they're developing themselves, you really want to be hands-on. You want to be there for them, and they will tell you, they will show you sign where if they need you, if they don't need you, and you can gradually start pulling away, gradually, depending on how much they need you. But always having that conversation, a coach that, listen, I'm always here for you, whatever kind of support you need, I'm here to support you. Them knowing that you're there to support and guide them and mentor them if they need it. Or the mentoring actually things is something you will do with your little leadership thing. For me, I would catch all my leaders once a week. How we go, what's cracking, what's happening, what sort of changes do we need to do? Do you need assistance, any kind of stuff? How's the allocated budgets going? And from there, you also just breathe the life into them again, and make any kind of announcement or acknowledgements that any of the leadership teams that you're in that forum as well.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Really having that structure in place, whether obviously a smaller or less experienced team every second day. The more experienced, the more whether that's once a week and then now it's once a month, but you're always there checking in, and pouring into your team, because that's really the growth